my name is Elizabeth McMahon. I am a homeschooling mom of soon to be 5. I have been teaching online for about 6 years now, and I also own the nonprofit Christian teaching platform, Teach Me Truth, which has all kinds of classes a la carte. There's full curriculum, video lessons, live lessons, private tutoring, and all sorts of fun stuff. So today I'm going to talk to you about unschooling, deconstructing what you originally thought about education. Let's go. Often the first question on parents' minds is, where do I begin? It can be so overwhelming. You decided to pull your child out of traditional school. You might want to start homeschooling, but you just don't know where to start. So today I'm going to share with you 3 easy steps to teach your child using an unschooled approach. What is unschooling or deschooling, however you want to say it? It is utilizing your child's natural talents, interests, and curiosity to guide learning. And so what are the benefits of this? Well, kids can naturally learn from the world around them, and they can be passionate. And not only that, it creates a love of learning. So they're going to want to learn more. They're going to absorb more. You're going to waste less time. And so it's a really exciting thing. And it can just be so overwhelming at first. Let's break it down. Step 1, ditch the expensive curriculum. Just because it's expensive does not mean that your child is going to learn more. So there's a big difference between learning, actual learning, and then just doing work. I'm mindlessly working and working and working and working. But are you actually learning? Is your child really learning anything? So the biggest mistake I made when my twin boys went into kindergarten was I actually joined this 3-day-a-week co-op. And this co-op required us to purchase this really expensive curriculum. It was extremely intense for kindergarten. I mean, it was crazy. The amount of math problems they had to do and the amount of writing and reading and all of these things were so much that even though they had 3 days a week, they were doing it in school, I still had 2 to 3 days that I was doing it with them at home. And it was like pulling teeth, fighting with my kids. They immediately hated it. They hated school. They hated learning. They hated homeschooling. And they then started associating me with this torturous activity. So school was not fun. And then it really hurt our relationship. So it hurts the parent-child dynamic as well. And my kids' first workbooks were orange. So anytime my son saw that orange notebook, he would just freak out. He would just freak out. Like start throwing his pencil. I mean, it was torture. It was too much. And I didn't know what I was doing because I was brand new. This is what the school said to do. They're helping me along. And I felt, and I think so many parents feel, accomplished when you complete X, Y, and Z. And so when you have a workbook that says, this is Unit 1, Day 1, Activity 1, and this is what we have to complete today. There are 3 or 4 pages that we're doing from this book. There's 2 pages from this book, etc. And when you check those things off your list, you feel accomplished. You feel like you did something. You feel like you're homeschooling mom now. And if you don't get those pages done and you can't check them off your list, well, then you're really beating yourself up. And then you're frustrated with your kids and you're frustrated with life. It's just miserable. And so that took me a long time to figure out, like, okay, forcing my kids to do this, not helping. They're not learning. They're not really learning, nor is it necessary for them to sit down and do math problem after math problem after math problem after math problem. I mean, these math problems, this math workbook was so involved for kindergarten, especially. There's double-digit addition and subtraction and all these things in the number line. But really, it only took one time for them to understand the concept. And then a lot of it is just like, oh my gosh, just like writing it again and again. So how much is actually necessary? So we can teach the concept very easily and in a more fun way. We don't need a workbook at all. So reframing your thinking is a huge part of it. One, Learning does not need to take place at a desk. That's another thing. So a lot of our learning does, because we still do a lot of online classes. My kids love online classes, which also has helped. If you have already hurt that parent-child dynamic, it really helps to get another teacher in, because they're going to be more open to that. They're going to be more open to just opening up with the other teacher and not shutting down. So you get a private tutor, or you could do group classes, online classes. My kids actually like the pre-recorded classes, because sometimes they get like overwhelmed and they want to hit pause and things like that. My one son, Isaac, though, he loves live classes, and he wants to be the center of attention. He wants to do all the talking and answer all the questions. So it just depends on your child's learning style, but it does not need to take place at a desk. It could be outside. You could have them jump on the trampoline for 30 minutes first. They can answer questions while on the trampoline. You could go hiking. There's so much in nature you can explore and learn. So it can really be anywhere. You could do your homeschooling in a park. You could go and bring a lunch and make a day of it. We've gone to coffee shops. There's a really cool coffee shop by us that has a separate kids room, and it has like little toys and things. So I'll work with each child individually while the other ones are playing, and homeschool families will come and meet there and things like that. So get creative. Libraries are also awesome. Some libraries have tons of crafts and things all set up for the kids to just come and grab and craft, and you don't have to worry about using your own supplies, and everything's all organized for you. It's great. Okay, so tests are also not necessary. And so a lot of people, and it depends on your personality as a parent also, you might want to see that grade, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you know, oh, where are they at? Where are they at? What level are they at? Which is another way to reframe your thinking, because what standards are you going by? What level are they supposed to be at? And so that also doesn't really matter that much. Okay. And memorizing and regurgitating information is not learning. And so that's one thing I think all of us that have gone through the public school system or any sort of school system, we know, and this just isn't only America. It can be a lot of different places around the world where their method for learning is memorizing, taking a test, memorizing, taking a test. And I got very good grades. I was straight A student, Dean's List, all those things. But if I was to go back and honestly explain things in my own words, or remember the things that I got an A on this test, I would not this day actually remember that information anymore. So just because I got an A means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. All it means is that I'm very good at knowing what's going to be on the test and remembering what's going to be on the test and be able to regurgitate it. Okay. So memorizing can be good for certain things. Obviously, we want to have good memory, but we really remember and hold on to concepts and ideas. And so bookwork also does not equal learning. So what is your child actually accomplishing? Are they actually learning? Are they falling in love with learning? Do they want to read more? Do they want to get an educational book and learn about it and tell you about it? Do they want to teach their brothers and sisters about something that they just learned? Do they want to show you things that they find out in nature and explain it? Do they want to figure out how something works? So figure out what kind of child you are dealing with, which is part 2. When children lead their own learning, they're more likely to be engaged, absorb the information, and love learning. So step 2 is evaluate your child. What are they interested in? Are they interested in planets, like outer space, dinosaurs? Do they like Mario? What are they interested in? Are they interested in anatomy, human physiology? Are they interested in the medical realm? Are they interested in hands-on crafts? Okay, so there's so many things that children can be interested in. And what are their personality traits? So this one, you might need a personality evaluator. Are they type A? What kind of personality do they have? And then what are their God-given skills? And so what are they naturally born with that they're naturally talented? Do they have an engineering type of brain? Do they really enjoy figuring out puzzles and how things work? Are they good with mathematics? Are they good with music, arts, and crafts? So what are their natural talents? And you're going to take all of these things and you're going to try to integrate them into your child's education. And so when some parents think of unschooling, they think, oh, my kid only likes to play Minecraft. So all I'm going to let him do is just lay around and play Minecraft all day. That is not what we're doing here. We need to take the core subjects that are necessary, such as math, English, science, social studies, things like this, Bible, whatever's core to you, and you're going to integrate them with their interests. So for example, I have created a Minecraft themed math course or a planet themed math course. I also have a medical one. I mean, there's all different things that you can integrate. And I do these for my private tutoring students. And I just sell them as well for anyone else who's interested. But I normally make them for my own children and private tutoring students. And you can also just search online for a plethora of activities, workbooks, games, and fun ways to learn. So you're going to integrate their skills, their interests with the core subjects, and then you're going to determine your schedule. So this is going to be based around your family, your life, and what works for you. But I think what's really important is to remember that homeschooling should not take more than 1 to 3 hours per day. And this is another huge change for a lot of people, because we think when we go to school 5 days a week, 7 hours a day, that's what we should be doing at home. False. That is not what we should be doing. The reason why school is that long in our society is not because it's beneficial. It's because they want the parents to go and work. So it's basically a free babysitter while the parents are working. And they fill that time with a bunch of garbage. So it does not matter how long you're at your task, but 1 to 3 hours per day is what your goal should be at. And not only that, once you're done with that, your child is really learning all the time. So they can be helping you cook, helping you do tasks around the home, helping with home maintenance, helping with car repairs, helping with building, mowing the lawn, maybe starting their own little side business. So there's all different ways to learn besides sitting there doing work and getting in those 1 to 3 hours. 3 is determining your budget. And we are going to get all of our homeschooling goals and our curriculum goals in that budget, and you can do it. We just very recently created $30 a month full curriculum courses. So everything you need for $30 a month on teachmetruth.com. And this includes all your core subjects and often a little more than that. Usually we'll have arts and crafts and other fun things too. And so you want to determine your budget. Now on homeschoolquest.com, most likely where you're seeing this video, all of the online resources are going to be $30 or less. So that makes it really easy. Step 2, after you've determined your budget and what you want to fit into your budget, is making a list of where you are going to find these items. Now, if you joined teachmetruth.com for 2nd grade and you're doing all the full curriculum, it's $30 a month, but that's just not enough. What if your child all of a sudden is interested in acrobats or ballet or bugs or something, and you want to add more? Well, there are plenty of places where you can find these resources for free. And so you want to make a list of those as well. And again, on homeschoolquest.com, everything is $30 or less. If you join their Facebook groups, they have many Facebook groups. You will often find, like on a daily basis, you will find free curriculum resources. So free worksheets, free mini workbooks, all kinds of things like I'm going to do a study on plants or the moon or whatever it is, like so many unlimited free resources there. So check them out. There's also easypeasyhomeschooling.com. There's also Abby at Art Venturous, who has a really low monthly plan now, which is awesome, where she does arts and crafts, and she also incorporates it with science and things. Hers is, I don't want to say the wrong price, but it's under $10 a month, I believe, for full access to all of her stuff. You can check out Teachers Pay Teachers. There are a lot of free resources on there. They can be a little pricey. It just depends because there are individual teachers pricing their own on their own items. So some of them can be 99 cents, some of them can be $2.99, $30.99. So that's a wide range, but they do have a lot of freebies there too. And there are nuggets of wisdom, very reasonably priced worksheets, and freebies sometimes. So check those out. And that's just some examples of things that I'll use, but there are so many more. So what you want to do is make a list so that anytime your child has a new interest, what if she's interested in history all of a sudden? You'll go to your list and say, okay, where am I going to find some resources for our week? What are we going to work on this week? So step 1, determine your budget. Step 2, get all of your core curriculum to fit within that budget. Step 3, you're going to make a list of where you're going to pull these resources from, as well as find your freebies. Make a list of where there are a lot of free items. And even teachmetruth.com has a lot of freebies too. We have free online courses as well. So that is it. You can totally homeschool within a very limited budget. And so I'd love to help you if you have any questions. I, again, am with teachmetruth.com, and I would love to see how we can work with you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. I hope this was beneficial, that you feel less overwhelmed, more capable. You can do this.